the major issues that Washington, D.C. schools had when Michelle Rhee took over, that they were the worst school system in America and they had broken schools. They also had low test scores. So she wanted to change the system and fully transform it. The mandates she put into effect were different from the past. She held the principals responsible for test scores, and the test scores had to go up. Curriculum and content had to change to help students thrive. Her mandates made a difference in what students learned. The curriculum was being followed and content was being instructed. The staff was being watched to make sure it was done effectively. The test scores also had to go up. As a teacher myself, if I got a cash for raising my test scores, I would try my hardest to have my students bring up their scores. There were cash incentives for the teachers, the vice principals, and the students if the test scores went up a lot. Michelle's mandates did improve student learning. Students were learning the curriculum with effective teachers. And teachers that weren't following curriculum were forced to or were put out of the schools. I don't agree with how she dealt with the administration. She fired a principal on TV, and that to me is unethical. She made change happen within a year at schools, and if it didn't happen, she would fire them. I think she expected miraculous results and put too much blame on the administration. I think Michelle had a negative effect on the staff and the students. There is a picture of her on Time magazine sweeping, saying sweep for change. And I feel that that was bringing their morale down. Morales need to be considered when making leadership changes because you want the leadership to feel good. Positive outcomes will come when there is a positive energy. When the leadership is scared, they will act out in a negative way. I have always believed if you think good things will happen. I do agree with her getting rid of ineffective teachers. There are good and bad teachers. I just feel she should have went about it a different way. Their curriculum is important and needs to be taught. And there are teachers that don't follow curriculum or teach their class. I think she should have had professional learning developments for teachers to teach effectively. After offering help and professional developments and assisting teachers if there were no changes, then to let them go. I think the student and staff morale was down with Michelle Rhee. She was publicly putting the students and staff down. They were all impacted in a negative way. I think that morale should be considered when making teacher changes. If the teachers are happy, it impacts the students. You can feel it in their classroom. If the teachers were scared, the students can feel that. You need teachers to be happy to reach their students. They will want students to succeed and feel good about teaching them if their morale is up. Her leadership changes were bold. Morale needs to be considered when making these changes. She wanted to make significant changes but went about it in a negative way. After her departure with DC school systems, test scores went down after there were tighter rules on the DC CAS testing. I believe she came in and made a scene with little results. There is no proven, it's not proven that she was effective in the schools because test scores were going way down after she was out of office. And the whole time she was in office, the test scores were going up, but there were high erasure rates. So that is the end of my speech. Thank you.